everybody, it's Kaylin here at Full Purpose and Heart, and today I want to give you a quick video that is actually an addendum to one of the look in the books that I did not too long ago. I did a look in the book for an Evan Moor product. That's the 6-trait writing system, and when I did that review, it was a printed copy that I showed you through the book and kind of what it looked like. Well, Evan Moor has sent me a digital copy of the 3rd grade version, and I've noticed that there's a lot of similarities and several benefits that can come if you're looking for a gentle writing program for your reluctant writer. Now, Evan Moor has created this resource for grades 1 through 8. So if you have anybody in those elementary years or up into the middle school or the middle grades, then they will have a product for you. And I know that for a lot of students, writing can be difficult to really get their thoughts out and try and figure out how to create a full story or just a story that's got the flow that it needs. So this is a really great resource because instead of just giving the students an assignment at the beginning of the school year, say a popular one is like the about me paragraph or story, this is a really gentle way because there are small assignments that they do throughout the week. Now there are 25 weeks of lessons and it's full, complete lessons. So as a homeschooler, I really appreciate that because it's nice to be able to see suggestions and teaching ideas and even like the language written straight out, kind of like dictation, where all I have to do is just read it to my student. Now, I'm not really a homeschooler that reads things to my students, but I'm definitely a homeschooler that likes to read through all of my curriculum and understand the material. And this resource does allow you to do that because it will give you all of the lesson plan and the student pages in one book. They're not 2 separate books that you have to purchase. And then there are all of the student pages. Now, as I mentioned before, I got the 2nd grade book, like physical copy, and then I got the 3rd grade digital copy. And in my very brief perusing of the 2, I noticed that they really do align with each other. They're kind of parallel, at least in that first chapter that I noticed, which is an awesome benefit because if you're teaching as a homeschool student or a homeschool teacher, more often than not, you're going to have a lot of students at different levels, different grade levels, because not very many people have all of their kids at the same time, right? So we have some that are in elementary school, some that are in middle school, and this resource will allow you to teach writing to all of your students at the same time and give them a resource that's at their own level. And the lessons match really well. So for example, in the very first chapter, you're talking about topic and how to create a good topic. And each day there's a very small morsel of a lesson that your student completes, and it's going to parallel in all of the grade levels. So everyone's going to be talking about topics. Everyone's going to be making the upside down triangle on like the Thursday of that week. So if you have multiple grade levels, it's a great resource for teaching writing because you can teach all of the kids at the same time, okay? So I really like, it's got all of the language for you, it's got multiple grade levels, and they're very small lessons. So if you have a reluctant writer, if there's someone that you're just trying and struggling and pulling along the road, this is really a great resource for them because you can give them a very small lesson. It's not overwhelming, it's not scary, and you can power through the 10 or 15 minutes, kind of a little bit like the Evan Moor creates those daily books, daily geography, daily math. This is one of those types of ideas, but each lesson builds on each other. So at the end of the week, which would be Friday, if you have a 5-day school week, then your students should be able to create kind of a writing piece of work. And they should be able to complete a very short story, a sentence, a poem. There are some poems that they focus on in particular weeks. So it's very diverse, it's very thorough, and it's very small. So I would highly recommend if you have a reluctant writer to look at this Evan Moor 6-trait writing program, and it will give you a little bit of an idea. Again, I'll link that video up in the I think it's in this sky, so that you can look through the book and you can see how they set it up. It's not a color book there, it's just strictly black and white. And for the actual pieces of work, then you'll want to purchase an outside writing journal, writing paper, some kind of thing, because they don't have like journal pages where your student's gonna actually write the writing assignment at the end of the week. So check out that video. Look into this resource if you have a reluctant writer, and hopefully it will help you kind of push them along and encourage them a little bit so that they can find the joy in writing. Anyway, hopefully you found this review a little bit helpful. Check that description box below and I will put a link for your convenience. And feel free to subscribe to my channel, like this video. If you haven't done so already, follow along because I have a lot of curriculum videos coming up the pipeline with it being curriculum season now. I like to do look in the books, and I often talk about my homeschool journey here as I have a first grader going into second grade and then my middle child's coming up into preschool. So we're gonna have a really exciting year this coming up here. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you in another video.